What's going on, everyone? Thought I'd give another layout update for what I've been working on the past 8-ish months since I made my last one I uploaded. So I'm gonna go through the layout one end to the other and show you what I've been making progress on while this little local freight kind of runs around in the background. So recently I swapped out the older house with this new model power prefab. I always wanted a larger two-story house with a swimming pool and maybe a Corvette or something in the front yard to kind of establish a more swanky residential area. A while ago I picked up some hedgerows and bushes I want to use to plant along the side and the tracks to kind of establish more of the backyard area and the property line. I got some construction figures and vehicles and some gravel for a railroad crossing under construction sort of scene that I plan on building over here to ease the congestion in the downtown area. One of the railroad crossings near where I live is actually under construction right now, and it's sort of loosely inspired by that. So I finished up painting the department store and I added some mannequin figures into the windows, as you can see there. And behind that, I finished up more of the roadway and got a parking area down. I plan on adding some real lighting to this instead of using these placeholders you see here, but that's gonna come later. I'll explain in the video. So moving on from there, kind of wrapping up the downtown. As I said, I don't have a lot of windows in the buildings yet, so kind of looks a little empty and not super authentic at the moment, but got some more cars, whatnot. Kind of changed up this section a little bit. Added a different building. It was actually a model power kit I built up. Kind of wanted to add a corner building to establish the end of the block here and go with the other two buildings I have. Still debating on whether or not I want to add a bus station here. Having moved the rolling stock out of the way, you guys can see I actually got my hands on another kit of that Woodland Scenics prefab factory. My painting skills, I don't want to say they come a long way, but I've definitely built them up quite a bit more since the last attempt I made. I want to say the last factory, the building to the right by the railroad crossing, and one other building I can't put my finger on at the moment were my first attempts at painting kits, and they were pretty amateurish compared to some of the buildings I've worked on more recently. But yeah, it kind of goes well with the gantry crane I got. And it's just a neat little siding I got to store some more rolling stock I don't feel like running at the time, and kind of give the illusion that things are coming and going. I mean, this isn't really much of an operating layout, it's more just an illusion, but kind of like what I got so far. Gonna add some figures, add on some more details, and maybe get some lighting in that as well. So coming back to what I mentioned earlier about lighting, one of the reasons why I haven't really been adding a lot of permanent elements to my layout, like gluing down stuff or adding lighting to buildings and whatnot, is because I'm not sure how much more I want to add to this base, considering I'm only on a 1/2 inch of plywood with a few bores. It's kind of hard to see from the camera's point of view, but in a few spots, the plywood's actually starting to warp a considerable amount. Some of the things I've kind of been reluctant on is some permanent aspects, like adding landscaping, like in this back corner here. One of the things I've been working on is adding something of a scenic block to the outer main to kind of divide it up and look like shared trackage in the foreground. But I've been disguising the prefabs with some of the trees I've added. And like I said about permanent stuff, none of this is glued down, so if I do want to swap bases, it's as easy as just picking everything up and putting it back once that's done. But one of the things I want to sort of add to this section is a little Z-scale German village kit, I believe from Valmer I got recently. I wanted to add some forced perspective back here. These buildings aren't it, this is just placeholder, but I just wanted to add kind of like a little German village. This layout is sort of loosely based around the Milwaukee area, and there is a large German population in the area, so I kind of wanted to add some more context clues. But besides that, one of the other things I've done is I've been working on adding a higher base to this little depot I have in respect to the height of the trains that stop by and pass it, so it seems a little more plausible that passengers would be able to get on and off safely and whatnot.